Hi, this is Simon Chan, and welcome to my No BS, No Hype network marketing training. Members of my mastermind groups can ask me questions on a weekly basis, and today we actually have a couple questions, 5 questions from the Silver Director, new Silver Director. And so the first question, and a lot of it's about time management and the balancing between prospecting and training. Okay, so the first question is, how did you allocate your time for training new associates and prospecting your own? How to be creative to achieve 553. I had 6 people join me last week. I did 2 trainings after school and did follow up with my Chinese team and Singapore team. So 553 means every day you talk to 5 new people. Second 5 is you're following up with 5 previous prospects, and the other 3 is you're presenting to 3 people a day. Okay, so the first 5, let me just and I'm gonna go to the link below, and you can learn more. But the first 5 just mean approaching people. They can say no, or reject you. Okay, and then the second 5 is 5 follow-ups, and the third 3 is actually doing presentations. So some people will be interested to learn more, so you give a quick presentation, and you can use the effective presentation formula. Again, you can go back to the link below to learn more about that. But real, quick 2-5-minute spiel about the business. If they want to learn even more, then you can bring it to your upline for longer presentation or webinar. Okay, so that's basically you have to prospect 553. Now, how do you balance between training? One of the things is like don't do training time during prospecting time. And if you had to do one-on-one training to catch up, how did I do it? I would do it when I was driving, running errands. Okay, this is before I have, a lot of it when I would hit hardcore was before. I was basically single and not married. I didn't have a dog. Those all came later after I had achieved success. Then I got to enjoy it. But when I was doing the business, I was very, very focused. Okay, so I would just, when I was commuting to work, I'll be making prospecting calls. Every time I was to be walking or to take out the trash, do dishes, do personal errands, that's when I'm doing a lot of the trainings. And it's that kind of like multitasking. And the reason why I could do that is, and you could do that too, is because after you do the trainings, especially new distributors, how to invite, you're saying the same thing over and over again. It's not like you actually have to pay attention and listen that much, concentrate. So they're actually pretty mundane. Okay, so I would do those training. And by the way, when you're driving, I'm using a headset. Okay, so that's how I did it. During main prospecting times after work, I never trained. Now, another time to train is late at night after like 10 p.m. when it's too late to prospect. That's when I did the trainings. And if you want to be successful, then you got to, and the downline says it's too late. That's not an excuse. You want to be successful, that's what you have to do. Okay, so I make them work to my schedule. Now, or you can find time during weekends. Okay, if it's like a weekend before you're actually going to go prospect, that's another good time. Now, the second question was, today I have another training at a university with my university downline, an online team training with my upline to 9:30. My challenge to train my associates and prospecting at the same time. Following up time can find, so that goes back to, you must set up a certain prospecting time. It's like you have to be at work a certain hours. You just can't leave. Right? So you have to be prospecting at certain hours, and you can't let anything interfere with that. The only time your downline can contact you for training, and you have to be strict about it, is if they have a prospect for you to bring. That's the only time you talk to them. So when I did the business, after 9 p.m., yes, I can talk. And by the way, your true good leaders, they will, and I was in California, my leader was in New York, he'll be up at midnight calling, talking, because he wanted it. And that's, by the way, that's a test to find who wants it or not, right? So, and that was my rule. You want to do training? It's like non-prospecting hours, because you still need to continue to build. Okay. The third question is, when you take leave from a job, what excuse do you have? I use personal growth, personal development already, sick leave. I'm thinking other ideas as I need to leave 2 weeks in a month. So I would just call, that time I just call in sick or personal things. I'll strategically plan my vacation days. Okay. One of the things to make it easier is plan in advance. If you drop things off at your work, they're not going to be happy. But if you give them advance notice, it'll be better. So that goes back to time management and organization. it's good for you to plan out your calendar. Definitely, if you can, for the next year, the main events. Like you should know next year you'll be going to convention, what main events you'll be going to. But also, sometimes 1 year out is hard, but definitely minimum the next 90 days, where you be, what do you plan to do? And so it's not like a last minute thing. Okay, you can use your vacation days and personal days for that, or sick days for that. So it's just planning in advance will make it a lot easier. So there's two other questions. Is my goal for this week is to make my new associates grow. But it seems it's not controlled by me. Is that something I can learn? I haven't gotten any meetings for presentations from them. All the meetings I've been doing on my own prospects. Teach them how to invite. If they have, there's two things. If they're not bringing meetings, there's two things that are happening. Number one, they don't know how to invite properly. So go watch the training and how to invite using SOW, so sponsoring system, right? How to easily invite people, have them bring people to you. They probably, most likely, either talking too much or they're not talking to anyone. All right, that's the problem. Well, that's the reason why people can't prospect. They're either talking too little or talking too much or talking none at all. Okay, so when I talk too little, it means it's not enough. So they're not talking, or they're talking way too much, sound like a salesperson. So no one want to interested to listen to another person. So make sure they're inviting well. Another thing is you find out which people are good, which people are hungry. And the hungry ones will contact you. Okay, they will contact you. And you give them a small task, a small little homework to do. And if they don't get back to you, you set up a due date and see if they get it done by the due date. And the ones that do get it done by the due date, they will be good. And the ones that contact you way before the due date is even arrives, then they're really good. But you give them little tasks and assignments to do. Like come up with your prospect list. Let's listen to a CD by this certain date. Give them specific timelines and see whether they can do that by then. Okay. Same thing, weekly goal. Of your contact list, let's go and contact 20 people this week. Doesn't matter if they no's or yes, let's contact 20. Give them specific goals. Most distributors, when they're new, they do not have the success habits. I know because I'm a perfect example. I don't have the success habits to, go out there and set goals for myself. I just, whatever happens, right? So make sure you have goals. Set them, give them goals. And then your last question is, my goal is to sponsor 2 or 3 of the friends so they feel sense of achievement. Yes, but they have to bring the meetings to you. Okay, they gotta know how to invite, and that goes back to the most important training. All right, so hope that's helpful. And there's a lot of lessons here about time management, about staying focused. You have to lead by example. No matter what happens, you have to sponsor. That's why you gotta be very strict with that prospecting time. Okay, don't ever mix training time with prospecting time. Now, I understand if it's once a week and you have a team training webinar, yes, you have to, your upline's doing it, definitely be part of that. But not the one-on-one small chit-chat training. That has to be done in downtime, not during main prospecting time. All right, this is Simon Chan. Thank you for watching my No BS, No Hype network marketing training. Remember, we are in the profession to help others. So go out there and have a positive impact on someone's life today. God bless you all.